this. Is there anything you want the fans to know or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.
Yo, what's good, family? What's going on? Jedi Mike 7 here. We're back with another live stream. And it's not Saturday, it's Tuesday. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. I'm with my co-host today, J King. J King, how you doing?
I am feeling marvelous. We have a lot to talk about, don't we?
That is right. That's right. For those of you guys that have not read the title, there was a big announcement today. In the words of the Rock, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but unfortunately not in his favor, the hierarchy of power of DC Universe is about to change. And today we've got a massive slate, or at least just of the first few, movies and shows and everything of DC, now called DC Studios, right? Before we get into that, anybody who's not watching the live stream, if you're also watching, on the replay as well, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share. We're going to be covering, explaining, breaking down everything, the shows, the films and everything, the comments that James Gunn and Peter Safran has made about the current situation that DC has and remaining films they have before they start this whole new slate, confirming rumors, despairing, rumors that are not true, confirming that were true, etc. We're going to break it all down. But first, I would like to show a video here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh, struggle streaming already. And thank you guys in the comment section for stopping by. Shout out to Layden. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to my man Wally. All right, let's get hold on here. 1 second. And share screen. There we go.
Film and television for a long time. And it's, mine and Peter's is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story. And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds, outside of the mainstream DCU continuity. Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been on in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love, resets the entire DC universe. Then to move into Beetle, a fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous for the DCU, and then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now. So Peter and I, along with very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. Now, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. The first project is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action. The next project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story that's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it. Okay, next up is a big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11, 2020. Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan. And we have a few other lanterns peppered in there. But this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective, with a couple groups of cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying mystery that ties our larger story of the DCU. Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters we are bringing into the DCU. Interact all of our primary characters. Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. It's a very different look at superheroes. We're series Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is the story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of the introduced is the brave and bold. The brave and bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman to get in line. And so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU. Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold. Booster Gold is one of comics' really popular cult heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him. It is basically a superhero story on an HBO Max series. One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, whereas Supergirl, and this character who was the chick of Krypton, she watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. So she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to Swamp Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about, a very dark horror story in the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway, those are stories that I can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true to those stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to start to dive into these stories with you guys on this grand adventure. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I was eating. Like you, can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
And you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So basically, that concludes saying the James Gunn's announcement um of the new DC slate that he has. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties right now. God damn it. But no, this was one of the things that I thought was very fascinating. What he did was that one of the and writing, which yes, we've heard that before, but this is someone different coming from also a creator himself. So I have hope in terms of how this story is gonna go. Um, how these stories are gonna go, especially in terms of like the connective nature of what Marvel used to be and everything. But the big thing I really want to kind of talk about here is also like just the slate overall before we actually break things down, J King. So what was your initial reaction to just over the overall announcement, how it was conducted and everything, and how you felt as a fan knowing that how DC currently has been for the like last several years into where they are now?
I mean, the way James Gunn did things and what he was talking about, he first off, I'm gonna just say he definitely approached this in the right way. James Gunn is somebody like whether you like his films or not, he is just as much of a
I
nerd
think
and as a
so.
fan as we
Now,
are. As he said, he's
Superman,
loved these characters for a very long time, and he's very like active on social media, like talking to the fans, like I want to hear what you guys want to see because I know the stories can't always revolve around, Batman and Superman. So tell me, who do you guys want to see? What are stories that you would want to see? Like he's very much connected when it comes to the fans. And the way he presented this is like, he's like, look, I'm gonna tell you a few things. I can't tell you everything, but this is what I can tell you. This is what I can promise you. Here are at least 2 release dates I can tell you, but there are still more things to come. And so I hope that you guys will be excited with us as we change things. And again, he is correct. DC has been very like disconnected when it comes to things. As much as I've loved, you know, the old school movies, as much as I've loved, the CW universe, as much as I've liked parts of the DCU, everything has been such a disconnected and you never know when anything is connected unless they just outright tell you in the middle of that project, being seen film wise or TV show wise. So it's like again, everything is this weird interconnected. And again, you're like, oh well, multiverse, what are you gonna do? It's like, yeah, but at the same time, you would at least like to be told, where things are, which is another thing that he did correctly. He said, here's the main stuff, but it's not just going to be the main stuff we do. Anything that's not a part of the main stuff is Elseworlds. So those things still matter. They're just Elseworld stories. You can still enjoy them. They're just Elseworld stories. And that's a good thing because Elseworlds for DC always meant these are different takes on different characters. So it's like if anyone has a problem with main DC stuff, like the new Superman, well, there might be a Superman like in this Elseworlds, series of movies and stuff that might come out. It's like, okay, well, you got that. You don't have to like all of it because there's a wide variety. And he's letting you know what the variety is instead of lying to you.
Right. Right. Yeah. 'Cause one thing I think as overall, I think this is like a burn in terms of like the the announcement and everything because for one, you know, we are used to the whole Marvel like we bring a bunch of fans out and everything, having a press conference and uh we have logos, with the sound effects and everything like that. The right, of that. But then with this, it's like more of like, no, no, no. We're just taking more of a laid back approach, and actually, just talking to you as if you're just one of us, and just giving to you as a slow burn, and not actually just making this a big event thing. Because we know what's gonna happen, right? Now
Right.
for me, I know some people thought, oh, I was expecting more, whatever. He, like I said, he did confirm that this is not the entire
The
slate,
whole
you know,
part
or
of
at least what
phase
he has of
one.
the 6 to 8. Yeah, of the 6 to 8 year, which the 6 to 8 year timeline that he's talked about probably is not just solely just one chapter. It could just be the overall
Mm-hmm.
storyline he had, or a whole chapter one, you know, whatever. But what he said, the
Yeah, who
announcement
knows?
he gave us today is only part of chapter one, not the whole of the new slate. Now, I like how he's also making this story in terms of an episodic type of thing and calling it chapters instead of phases. You know, we know what phases
Mm-hmm.
are. You know, leading up to first Avengers film with the first Iron Man, going to the first Avengers, and next with after that Age of Ultron, and then going to like all the other phases, going to ending with Endgame and Infinity War and all that stuff. But this have that as being a chapter, make it more. I just thought that's a more unique approach to it. What they were doing, and I actually appreciate for them just switching up. And one thing he said, one biggest thing he said, that not trying to be like Marvel, because everyone don't have those comparisons, is not the fact they try to
Mm-hmm.
be like Marvel, because in the beginning they weren't this so planned out in the beginning. Like I mean, it's
Right.
2008 was a time ago, right? Over like over 13 years, over 13, 14 years, right? I
Mm-hmm.
believe. I think like my math is right. Probably maybe 12 years. But my point is, now here we are with these, with these characters that we some of us know, some we don't know, and even someone like me, I'm like, I don't even know they introduced it. I think that's great. Then that's just also standing to cookie cutter. Oh, well, we know who these characters are, all XYZ. So let's just play the whole formula. But and I do like apprehensions and and something that I didn't like based off the announcement. But we're gonna get to that first. But first, what I'll do is 1 second is Nintendo's, right. 1 second. I'm pull here.
All right.
I
Well,
have no
before
idea what this
um,
property is, so
or what? Well, actually, before we get to that, let's talk about the stuff that he was saying before when it comes to what we do have left, and also like any Elseworld stuff that is coming soon before we get to the actual like slate of the new DCEU. Yeah. So,
what, can you hear me?
as he had
I
said, like yeah, yeah, I can hear you. It's like glitchy though, but I can hear you.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in
So what he
terms
was
of there's a
stating. Well,
Mhm.
sorry. I mean, there's a delay. There's a delay.
Not really.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, as he said, like, we have the Elseworlds things, and that includes two films that we have upcoming. So as he said, we have, in terms of the films of the old universe that are left, there's Shazam Fury of the Gods, there's The Flash, there is Blue Beetle, and there's Aquaman the Lost Kingdom. Once those are out of the way, we're in the new universe. But then you're probably thinking, okay, what about, the Batman 2, or what about the sequel to Joker? Those are still coming. The Batman 2, Matt Reeves Batman 2, which has now been labeled Batman Part 2, is still coming with an official release date of October 3rd, 2025. That Black Superman film is still coming, and the Joker film, the sequel, Joker Folie Deux, that's still coming. So those are all still coming. Those will be labeled as Elseworld. So that's still happening. And also, because again, it wasn't just this video that came out. It was also in a few articles that he had with news sites well in advance that all dropped at the same time, that went a little more into detail and came to these things. One of the things that they said is that, not all of the actors are done. Like, someone said that most likely some of the characters that we saw from the DCEU, they might not be done. So when Jason Momoa was like, oh, I might not be done and I might play a different character. Well, they said Aquaman 3 is actually something that might still be on the table after it comes out this year. So we might not be done with all of them. I know Henry wasn't a part of that list, but remember, they did talk to him. So we will see him again at some point. We just don't know
Which
what the plan is for that yet
issues.
again. Hmm.
I have issues with with that statement doing after another film, part of the training that was announced. I'm like, okay, this ain't adding up. like chronological wise, but we'll get to that. Because
Mhm.
just the
Yeah.
the approach of you want to go for a younger Superman, but then yet anyway, we'll get into that. But I will say this too again.
Yeah.
So the Batman has been confirmed, but it will be coming out in October 3rd of 2025, right? That's
Mhm.
at least about
Mhm.
3 years from the initial release, right? Which I think that's appropriate. Now this is gonna be a long ways
Right.
away, but honestly, with a lot of content that we have coming up in the next few years, it's like really we have to get through these next films, at the end of 2023, and then we'll have a break or hiatus where in 2024 most of these products will begin most of these properties will begin shooting or running their series and their films and everything, and then we'll get into the initial release of it all. But one thing I did also like too, again, they're going to one they saying, well, Shazam, he's on his own little thing and everything. Yes, he's connected to DCU, but he's so standoffish at the point he can just be an addition to the regular continuity. Blue Beetle, which hasn't come out
Mhm.
yet. Which I mean, I'm a fan of Blue Beetle and everything. He says also be a good addition as well. And then Aquaman. Now, Aquaman is a different situation because the whole thing that Jason Momoa has been saying, a lot with his character a lot recently, saying, well, yeah, I'll still be Aquaman, but I'll also be other characters too. There was no announcement of Lobo. There was no announcement of what Jason Momoa is going to be doing, or any casting news other than we already know with Amanda Waller continuing with her series and Matt Reeves
Mhm.
Batman with Robert Pattinson. And there really no other casting. But one thing I think with this is more of is a PR comment, especially what they did with uh announcing that Flash is going to reboot the
The entire
entire slate and
DCU. Yeah.
everything, but it didn't say are they going to continue with Ezra Miller. Now, I'm saying just doing this as no collateral damage. Ezra Miller's done the Flash. They don't want to say that before the movie comes out because obviously it's not that the movie itself is bad. Just talk about the PR about it. You think it's a good story, which it might be, but the point is that you don't want to say, "Oh yeah, this person is he's fired as the Flash," even though hey, but make sure you go to theaters and see the Flash with the actor you're no longer gonna see anymore. In 2023, just like hey, let's not say this Batman that's in the Justice League movie that's leading this right now. Let's not say that this actor is done playing Batman before the movie comes out. Right? Let's wait. Right? So that's what's going on. But yeah, that's what I feel like is a lot of PR things. But again, it's also just kind of nitpicking, and I think that's honestly going to cause some issues for some people. Because again, if you're going to do a reboot entirely, not really have no single type of connection or anything like that. But knowing DC as itself, when multiverse and flashpoints and stuff happen, that okay, same character being doing the same stuff is normal. So in a film sense, it's like, well, it's the same actor but it's a different universe. For example, we can say Daredevil and Matt Murdock is the same person, but really he's in the MCU now, or something like some things might be different, some
Mhm.
be continuity wise. We'll see when you have a series later, next year. But
Yeah.
one thing we're gonna go into breaking down the individual announcements, but again, we're gonna break everything down from piece by piece. I will be also going over an article that they were saying more for James Gunn's comments about the particular actors, and Peter, and also about what Peter Safran is also mentioning too, just about the current slate and everything, people's comments. Um, one second here. So the next one we got here is called. Oh, wait,
Creature Commandos.
what the fuck is this shit? um,
Anime ED.
yeah, so this is Creature Commandos, right? So this is what
Mhm.
this. 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I'm
So,
struggle streaming already. I have a lot of shit going on.
don't
But
worry.
yeah.
Don't worry. I can talk about it if you need time
All
to
right,
like
cool,
pick some
cool, cool.
stuff up.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Creature Commando. So again, this is our first, series part of anything of this new DC universe, animated. So here is what it is. It is an animated series written by James Gunn, a show based on the 1980s comic team of military superheroes, including a vampire, a werewolf, and Frankenstein's monster who fought Nazis in World War II. Though in this DCU adaptation, they will be taking a different approach as Weasel from the Suicide Squad film, Sean Gunn James Gunn's brother. So he'll be in this. Nina Marsuku, Dr. Valerius, Eric Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, G.I. Robot, and Rick Flag's father, Rick Flag Sr., will make up this incarnation of the team in the DC universe. And this will be the first animated series, and it's already in production. So it's already in the works now. So we might see something, maybe later on in the year, who knows? But also, every episode is written by Gunn. And he said that even though this is animated, this is in the main new universe. So characters that you'll see in here will be trickling from animation to any live action appearances. So they'll show up in their series, but they'll also be in other projects as well. And it'll be the same person voicing them that's going to be portraying them live action. So it's sort of also in a way like What If did, except, just in the main universe, not in a multiverse kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because for one being an animated series, like all right, cool, and he said he already written the episodes, so that's what he's been working on. But again, this is very obscure characters. Now, not realizing, like looking at Weasel, like now I'm like, okay, then that makes sense. But
and Rick Flagg's father, that also makes sense as well.
yeah. So with that, I don't know, that doesn't look like Atomic Skull, but like but again, having these obscure characters out off the rip, again, it's kind of showing that James Gunn going off the, out of the box initially. Now also this, as we get into more projects of it later soon, it's kind of like seeing that basically James Gunn want to have his cake and eat it too. Now, some people might have an issue with that because hey, if you're gonna reboot everything, your shit too, but nah, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna be picking, choosing, and obviously at the end credit scene of Suicide Squad, Weasel survived. So
right.
and yeah, he survived. So like yeah, so how they explain that and what he came from, like, okay, I don't know. But yeah, Frankenstein monster, look at all these obscure characters and everything. But making an
and the
animated
Bride of
series would be
Frankenstein
interesting
as well.
Right. So yeah, that'd be interesting. And but I'm just saying, like, I don't know what the story is, but hey, you know, um I give this show a shot and everything, and then I'm not trying to judge beforehand, but like, hey, animated series, all right, let me go look at it. But obviously, if it's something important for me, that gives me at least more inclination to look at it now, especially for DC, because I'm giving them hope here. But
Yeah,
you want to go
I
to?
think another reason. I think another reason why he decided to do this, I see this as, let's start with a totally obscure team. This is almost like an obscure take on, like, let's say they started with the Justice Society instead, since they are the original super team. Choose a abstract team that looks like they would fit around that quota, to kind of start things off and maybe even lay some groundwork for some things we'll see in the other live action and animated projects that are to come.
Yeah, right. And I don't know. I'm kind of thinking with that and giving them hope on terms of expanding the overall things, because leaving just small details still can be something. Like I think what they did with What If as well. Marvel did their animated series, taking approach, were very successful. So I think them doing this and them being the leaders of animation, really in terms of DC, or like I'm talking about comic book content. They best DC stories animation. So I'm not even, saying that, oh, here's another show, whatever. It'll be interesting, it'll be hit or miss. But hey guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below about the new animated property. Now it's called Creatures Commandos, which can be an animated series, most likely gonna be on HBO Max. Let us know down below. All right. Now the next one, very interesting, has a lot of potential. And again, James Gunn will have a cake and eat it too. You can the more moving forward, you can just read the notes and everything. But I'm gonna just announce it and everything. But the next one we got here is Amanda Waller. We got a Waller TV series that's confirmed with Viola Davis. Right, returning from her recent appearances from not only the first two Suicide Squad movies, but also Peacemaker as well. Which even then, a few characters from Peacemaker for the Peacemaker team will be appearing in the show. But yeah, so Jake, can we think?
I mean, I can see could be very interesting. And again, they also confirmed that this series will take place in between Peacemaker season 1 and then when season 2 comes out. Like, this is an in between story, and it's definitely exciting to see since Peacemaker ended with the Task Force X project basically getting leaked to the public by Amanda Waller's daughter. So, for many people who are still like don't know that much about Amanda Waller, well, Viola Davis is about to show you exactly who Amanda Waller is, probably her backstory, her relationship with her family, and maybe even some other supervillains that she'll deal with. Since again, Team Peacemaker is going to be making appearances in this, and who knows, surviving members of the Suicide Squad film. We don't know, but given the fact that this is a woman that can look straight into the eye of Batman and not flinch, and can tussle with some of the craziest like DC villains and heroes and lock them up in Belle Reve, is going to be very, very interesting to see where Viola Davis and where James Gunn and all them go with this.
Yeah, because I think again, because this also could be a gateway for her being just connective tissue throughout the DC universe, as she was even the animated series back in the day, right? So like again, like other characters not interacting with each other, but then also she worked for Argus and everything. We created the Suicide Squad and all that stuff like that. But again, she just has a relationship with a bunch of different characters in DC. So it's not really this can be a very interesting show just in terms of putting seeds in, and then eventually bringing out other characters to introduce in the future. I'm all here for it though. But yeah, but I think with this one again, I'm okay with Viola Davis is coming back as the character. I mean, I had no issue with her at all. If anything, I just want more of her character to be explored and stuff like that. And then which we did, 'cause we got her daughter in Peacemaker, and everything like that, which I thought that was kind of interesting. But now we got to see her perspective now. What she's a character about and everything like that. So, yeah, guys, let us know in the comment section about below. What's your thoughts on Waller, the TV series, with returning Viola Davis as the title character. Let us know down below. Next big one, which we already knew. Even though Henry Cavill's not coming back, we're going to have another Superman movie written by James Gunn, which is called Superman Legacy.
Superman.
Which has also a confirmed release date. This will be
Yes.
coming in 2025. I believe what the date was again. What was the date again?
July 11th, 2025. July 11th.
Got you. Okay. With July 11th, 2025, which is right after 4th of July. Is that coincidence, being an all-American hero? Even though the week before, not Marvel, Disney has that date, so 4th of July weekend. But anyway, it'll come the weekend after. But yeah, but I'm obviously we already knew about this story, and then we do know it's gonna be a younger Superman, not Henry Cavill. But then also I want to specify the image that he used was actually from Superman, which is one of my favorite stories, Superman All Star, which is a great story for Superman. I mean, you guys will know in the comics and everything. Don't want to spoil it for you, but great story for him and everything. So I'm very interested to see what type of this approach you're going to again, but also making sure that he can be the foundation.
We can't hear you though.
Hold on a second. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, go. Jake, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, again, as you said, we knew that the Superman film was coming. It was just a matter of what exactly this film was going to be. But hey, we have a release date. We don't have an actor yet, but We'll probably get the actor at some point, especially if it's going to be in 2025. We'll probably get the announcement because, again, if it's going to be 2025, they're going to have to film at some point this year in order to get that done because they're going to need at least 2 years of like filming and VFX and all that. But yeah, so again, this is James Gunn's, Superman film. He has written it. We don't know if he's directing it, but this isn't an origin story for any people. I've seen a lot of people like, oh, great, no, it's not an origin story. He and Peter said this is not an origin story whatsoever. This is a younger Superman, but we're not starting with Krypton. We're not doing the Smallville stuff. It's basically just a story about Superman trying to show that his quota of true justice and the American way can still work in today's world that thinks that his, methods are a bit old-fashioned. That's basically what the story is going to be from what we have so far. And again, in the vein of Superman All-Star, again, also one of my favorite runs of Superman, that is definitely, I'm definitely excited. Now I'm just wanting to know, is James is writing it, is he going to direct it? And who is the new last son of Krypton?
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously, and now even though there's also another property that's becoming, which we'll now talk about as they announce it again. I think this will obviously set the foundation tonally what this is going to be like. This whole chapter is going to be. But again, also just start what we've been waiting for is like you can't have the hierarchy of the DC universe without Superman. And now moving forward is not year one. We're probably, we have seen Smallville for 10 years, right? So it's like we don't need to see this crap again, But what in the way of are we seeing this new foundation of this person that we're supposed to be leading into the DC universe now, right? We need to see him as see him as much of reverence we see Chris Evans as Captain America, right? And every time you see on that screen, he has that type of presence. So when they're able to have that, and obviously we start from the ground up, I'm all here for it. But again, I think because James Gunn will be writing this, this is gonna be setting the foundation. I'm not surprised if he won't even direct the film. We'll go from there. But yeah. But I thank you, man. Was it Eagle Podcast show up in the yeah, StreamYard has been acting up. I know you too. Yeah, man. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel, guys. A great content creator and great friend of the channel. And guess what? He just popped up. Come on, man.
Buddy, what's going on? Been a long time.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm out
things
here.
have changed.
Yeah, man. I'm out
man.
here. I'm back in these YouTube streets with.
You freezing up too?
Wait,
can
I don't
you hear
think so. I can hear you.
Wait.
I can hear you.
Okay,
fine.
you good now?
You're good. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, good. But yeah, man, what was your thoughts on? I know we kind of went through. We already started a little bit ahead, but just thoughts on the first things we announced, like Superman Legacy. Also the fact that the Flash is going to basically reboot everything with the remaining titles we got and these animated TV shows and stuff.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. As much as I'm more of a Marvel guy, but I do love DC Comics. There's certain people in DC Comics I love, right? I don't like the way DC has been handling its franchises. All right, they've been doing a sloppy job. And then I don't know if this is technically true. I guess it was technically true. To rehire what's my man's name? Cavill, just to release him shortly after. And then talk about, okay, we were rebooting Superman. Basically, what, like a year one type of deal? Year one Superman type of deal? I'm not feeling this. As much as I trust James Gunn, though. I trust James Gunn enough because he did some good things with Thor. He did a great thing with the Suicide Squad. That's one of my favorite DC movies right now. It's the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad. Is that the right one?
Right.
The Suicide. Right. Okay, all right. Let me be very clear. I do not like Suicide Squad, like the Suicide Squad.
It's the Suicide Squad. That's it.
Yeah. I want DC to take a break, take a breather, see all the crap that you did wrong, then come back and do this right. They need to take a break Man, what whip? Yo, what type
Dear God, man.
of master back? What type of stream I'm on?
No, that's just like you just shot fire at DC, man.
That was a whip, boy. That was a whip.
Sorry,
That
flashback.
hurt my back a little bit. I gotta check later,
But
man. I gotta check.
but seriously though, you made a lot of good points though. But technically, they are gonna have a break because after 2023, there's no DC content, at least to my knowledge, that's gonna be coming out until 2025. So they have a whole
Excellent.
year to take a moment just to be like the detox from everything.
Yeah.
And plus, by 2025, that's Secret Wars and all that stuff. So we all be
Exactly.
and Fantastic Four, Deadpool, X-Men, all that crap by that. So yeah, I'll probably have children by then. But like, listen, it's crazy. But listen, I'm saying that one thing with this property that's going on is like with Superman being the foundation. I hope it all depends really on casting. But
Yes, it
my
does.
thing
It
was
definitely does.
Henry Cavill was what he was in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
He's still I think he's in his 40s, right? But prime time, peak of his physique and everything. No, it's almost he is the Andrew Garfield for Superman. Honestly, think about this. He's like you had the perfect actor, right? For the fact that you didn't
You're
like the
right.
movies he was in, and yet
Mhm.
And you
he
fucked
got
up.
this opportunity. All of a sudden, later, going on now after what almost 10 years. Now the dude he's like about to be he's like 38 or something. But then he came back and concluded his arc or so moment from Amazing Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man No Way Home, and it was fantastic to the point that even when he came back, he's like they want him back.
Amazing.
So it's like but now the fact that they clarify Elseworld stories, they can still do Henry Cavill if they want to. They might make it do a Red Son Superman. Just say we just use Henry Cavill because we just want to make another movie with him, and just make him Russian and shit, right? Or do something else like an Elseworld type of thing, and continue one movie and go, hey, all balls to roll, everything, no restraint. You want the evil Superman? They can finally do it. And much they've been teasing and dragging it on in Snyder's verse, right? So
or they can do some type of council of like Superman, like all the Supermen, like
that would be tight.
That'd be great. That'd be dope.
Oh my god, I will shed a tear. I will shed a tear. Give me a council of Superman. That's excellent. Hey DC, free ideas.
Brandon Brackby, bring Henry back. Get Superman for Superman Lois. Like grab them all together, put them in one big epic story.
Oh man, see that?
Yeah, I see. I see Jada Kashi. Jada Kashi. Yeah, I see you up in the chat, man. But yeah, I have the link up there, man. You just go up. Love to hear your perspective on this, but we're not done yet. So I'll just announce it, and Jake, you can finish with it. Next one, Black people rejoice. Beware my power. We got a confirmed show. We had DC's Lanterns.
Hold on, let me get the ring on.
Yeah, I got for Hope. The blue. But yeah, no, we have DC's Lanterns, right? This is gonna be a new series that we've been hearing for the longest time. God damn it. They were saying it's gonna be a movie. They were gonna say it's gonna be a show. And then saying, oh no, but it's canceled, right? And it's been confirmed with Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, and Hal Jordan, the buddy cop storyline and everything in the style of True Detective. For those of you guys don't know what True Detective is, it is a very, very popular drama on HBO. It's a cop, detective story line, everything. Got a bunch of, but it's very, very great, very also really a fleshed out story, and really to the core of it. Just again, it's just the detective story, right? And now having this in the atmosphere of these, speaking, these space cops, and they said it's gonna be based in Earth. And now, even though they have much going in space and stuff, it's gonna be a terrestrial story. That was James Gunn confirmed. But I'm just really happy to see that one, my man Jon Stewart not getting the boot. I wasn't a fan of the animated series that came out recently, the animated movie that came out recently. It was just a voice for me. But I just expect a little bit more, from old school Jon Stewart and stuff. But and finally, also breaking the trend I'm tired. I don't want to see, oh, who's your Green Lantern? You know, John Stewart, Hal Jordan, which one's better, whatever. We can have both. The same thing with Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Peter Parker. We can have stories. We have them both. But we've seen these in storylines where there was all three of them in the Hall of Justice. You had him and Guy Gardner in there, right? So just like and then James Gunn even mentioned that we will also see some other lanterns sprinkle in there too. Probably teasing maybe others, maybe Simon Bass, maybe Jessica Cruz before they become lanterns. Kyle Rayner if possible. Yeah, so that'd be great. But yeah, guys, J. King, what was your thoughts on this confirmed finally of a Lanterns HBO series with Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan?
I mean, the minute that they said this, I was super excited. I mean, again, as you said, this is based on the two of them, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, though again, others will be sprinkled in, and maybe some other Lantern Corps members that we know very well that aren't from Earth Sector that might just show up. But yeah, a double Green Lantern team in the style of a True Detective, that is something that I'm looking forward to. I'm just glad to have Green Lantern back in a mainstay after the Ryan Reynolds movie, and after they almost had him in the DCEU, but whatever the heck happened with that. But also not just because of that, but also because, as he said, this series is going to have the two of them discover a terrifying secret that is going to be part of the interlocking story with this brand new DC universe. So what could it be, especially with something as crazy as the Green Lantern Corps? Like, what are they going to discover? Something to do with Parallax? Something to do with the anti-life equation? Something to do with, I don't know, Mongol? Like, again, it could be really anything at this point. But I'm just excited to have these two characters sharing the spotlight and again, as you said, showing you can have more than one Green Lantern in one scene. They do it all the time in the comic books. Do it now. Like, right now.
Oh.
1 second. I'm here. I hear y'all. I'm multitasking. But yeah, man. I'm just stoked for this, but I just really want to see how they're gonna get Jon Stewart. I don't want no Snyder cut deleted scene on the phone and mess. I want to see. The man. I want you to get the blackest nigga in this damn movie. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need this, right? And listen, now also, well, I mean, we'll get into it because what I'm talking about with black characters, because this is the only black character they announced with everything. So and I'm black, so this is what I'm gonna talk about. Damn it. Listen, now we heard about the whole thing of they say they're gonna make a Stack Shock movie and everything, with Milestone Comics and stuff like that. But what we did know is that at least when we get into other properties later in this list, that they are taking other characters from other comic book DC associative properties and bring them into these film and TV series, right? So it's also might be a possibility in the future that he might have bring in Milestone comics and their division into the property, because they just proved it with this slate with another property which we'll get into later. So we have hope. I mean, like I said, if I gotta be shop, like I keep saying this again, I'm not trying to joke around, but like seriously, it's like I watched this when I'm a kid, and I might have a kid when I watch this movie. So shoot, like it'd be crazy.
That's pretty much what's gonna happen.
It's literally what's gonna happen. We waited 20 years for this shit. 20 years.
Took us 20 years, and
I can
DC
finally
finally
say
gets
that
it
now.
right.
I'm gonna have white hair in my
beard.
beard. That's when it gets finer. That's when Static Shock come out.
I just started growing mines, man. It's gonna come for you. It's coming soon.
No, see, yeah, but listen, oh yeah, that's
Yeah, it'll do it to you.
yeah, it's coming soon. It's coming soon.
I love you,
yeah,
baby.
yeah, thank you. What's your thoughts on what's your thoughts on the show?
Well, I think
What are you doing?
I have no idea, but oh, I can't wait for this. I did not watch James Gunn talking about all these things. I got the article, but I didn't have time to read it because I had to do a stream myself. Okay. To hear that it is a buddy cop television series. Oh, this is the one I'm waiting for. Fuck that screw that Superman stuff. I want this. To be honest, the only people Batman. I love Batman. All right, Batman is on my top list for DC Comics. The Green Lanterns, the entire Lantern Corps, Darkest Night. That's my favorite series to read and reread over and over again. So I love the Lanterns. Constantine.
But here, you notice they said it just called lanterns. They didn't say green.
Yeah, Lantern.
I know.
didn't say
I know,
green.
That's what I want.
So
They just
it might
say
not just be
green.
Green
You know
Lanterns.
who I want to see? You know who I want to see? I want that Orange Lantern.
Oh hell yeah!
The Lantern of Green.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
We need some red lanterns
Come on,
too.
that is
We need
sick.
some
Try-
red
I need
lanterns
to
too.
watch this.
The cat
I want
needs
to
to
see
be
that
there.
star.
The cat needs to be there. The cat needs to be there.
Yes,
The cat. I need to
cannot
see
leave out the
that
cat.
star from the Green Lantern Corps.
Needs to.
I want to
Oh,
see
man.
Sapphire. All of them.
Ooh, this is gonna be beautiful. I can't believe this. I'm actually excited for something.
I'm really
DC.
excited for like possibilities are endless for this.
I know they can do anything. This is the thing. This is what DC Comics needs to do. Do not. Their mistake was trying to chase Disney and Marvel. Don't chase them. Do your thing at your pace. They tried to rush things and tried to catch up to them. Oh, they got the Avengers. Well, we got the Justice League. You didn't even establish them. You just jumped into it.
Right.
Doing this right here, Lanterns as a TV show, because there's so many lanterns, that makes perfect sense. Give them a TV show, build the characters up. As soon as you establish that, okay, all right, we have our characters, people are liking certain characters, you can start popping them up into movies. If you got a plot hole that you need filled, you can bring a lantern into a movie, and that could help speed things up or fix certain things.
And James Gunn confirmed that in this series, they discover a mystery that's basically connected to the overarching story of this chapter of gods and monsters and stuff. So they're saying they make a discovery that affects all the other films and everything like that. So I'm like, perfect.
Oh
perfect.
yeah, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this.
Yeah. So I'm now we get into this though. If they get a Hal Jordan that looks like this, I'm here for it with the beard. Yeah, I'm here for it. Yeah. I don't need no, cookie cutter, pilot American. I want the
he doesn't have to do all that. Like,
No.
Yeah.
Don't retell the origin story. We don't need the origin story again. Like, establish the world.
Yeah,
let
we
it
need
be.
that.
The lanterns exist. We know they exist. We don't need an origin story. We've grown out of the age of origin stories. There might be certain characters that need it, but when it comes to the lanterns, it's the Lantern Corps. There's different corps all over. You can get that done in the synopsis and do like little short cutback scenes that might help fill in certain things that might help push that story forward, because it's going to be like a buddy cop detective story, right? So, so that would help fix things and move things forward. So then if you need to go back to tell certain stories, you can. So don't make that the centerfold. That's all they need to do. And they got this.
Right. Like, I think that's also another reason why it's not an origin. It's his like adventure while trying to establish, true justice in the American way, but it's not an origin for him. I want the same thing for Green Lantern. Don't make it an origin. Like, if it has to be after they get their rings, like after their first adventures, for both Hal and John Stewart, or at least for John Stewart, then okay, fine. But like, we don't need the origin. Just explain to us what a Green Lantern is, give them their rings, and get to space, because we need to see the other Lantern Corps. And heck, since it's space, there's a lot of other creatures that could show up in here that aren't necessarily just Green Lanterns, like the Thanagarians that connect to Hawkman, for all we know.
Oh shit! Oh, listen. I don't know how old I was, but what was it? The Thanagarian and the war with the Justice League, and then remember that dude? He cut off Hal Jordan's ring off.
Yeah, I remember.
And they disbanded Hawk Girl from the Justice League and shit, and like that was if we have a core, Justice League team with the original, I'm talking about with Martian Manhunter, Hawk Girl, and John Stewart, Green Lantern. Nah,
Oh yeah.
nah. Listen, but anyway, yeah, guys, let us know in the comment section down below what's your thoughts on DC Lantern series, which confirm John Stewart Green Lantern and Hal Jordan Green Lantern, buddy cop together. One second. Yeah, I got you. So yeah, he'll be right back. But anyway, so now we can get to this. One second. Now this next one is
Yeah,
called
before when we were
DC's
talking about obscure.
Obscure, but again, it was offered another conversation too because this property, I'm seeing this a
Authority.
lot in others. Like, and I think this is gonna be potentially a problem. If not, but we'll go into it. So next one we have is called DC's The Authority. The Authority is a film based on the team from Wildstorm universe, including characters like Superman, Batman, Prestige, Apollo, and Midnight, as well as others who are the team of characters with a less than idealistic approach on the world and saving the world and everything like that. So first, they were introduced in like 1999, then brought into the DC main universe back in 2011's New 52, which New 52 was the universe that was created when the Flash created Flashpoint and vert the entire DC universe into a new reboot. Hence, what's happening in the upcoming Flash film later down this year. So,
Mm.
perfect timing. Anyway, yeah, they'll basically be, their characters not really black and white. They're kind of morally gray and everything, and how their approach in terms of how they do, do their crime fighting, or how they be heroes, or the idea of being a hero is very obscure, which makes them more complex as us as watching them. So I've seen this story before. It is not just the elite from the Superman
Yeah,
storylines. It's
exactly.
basically
That's
the
what I was
same
thinking.
thing. So are
When
you
I heard
not
that, I
doing?
was like, "This is the elite."
So
But
are
you
you?
know
So
what?
this basically building up to a Superman versus the Elite.
Live action
You know,
version, because we had an animated film for this.
right? So I was just like, I thought it was just me. That's why I didn't tell you about this. I was just like, wait, this is what we doing? Like, okay. I'm like, I was like,
Yeah.
and I've seen this before. It's like I've seen like what this does to other properties like this because let's talk about an off-brand team that do whatever, whatever morally and stuff. But then at the time of this, you already got the Marvel's Thunderbolts, you already got the Suicide Squad, you also got the boys, as well. So it's like, what is in the same sector that you actually trying to make that's different? And I'm just like, we kind of seen this before, but I don't know. I just think this might cause potential confusion for a lot of people because even though recent comics by Kevin Feige, saying that people not gonna find superhero fatigue, and it's not about superhero fatigue, it's really the story, right? But like I've seen this before, so this is not what you're doing in terms of build up to a Superman versus Elite, because that's what it's like saying. But I know my shit. A lot of people don't, right? So it's like, I don't know. What are your thoughts about this, J King? Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I was looking over yeah, like I was looking over some old files, and I was saying this looks very similar. I'm kidding. But okay, so I'm excited to see the Authority again. Apollo and Midnight, bringing them to live action. Superman and Batman, Prestiges and all that. But with their own superpowers and all that. I'm excited to see these, but again, like you are correct. This is starting to fall into a trend of like, wait a minute. Not only is it like dark superhero storytelling, it's like, have we seen this before? But and again, I definitely feel like this also could bring and the reason I really feel like this is because of the description we got for Superman Legacy, with him trying to be like, oh, true justice in the American way still can work in today's world. The elite is basically the contrast of that, like, yeah, no, you're dead. Like basically that's it. It's literally the contrast to Superman Legacy, and could very much lead to a live action version of Superman versus the Elite, which I'm all for. All right, I'm all for that. And again, a lot of these characters in here are ones that I'm at least familiar with, so I'm excited to see and learn more about them that I didn't already know about them. Like the most to know about them is Apollo and Midnight. That's the ones I know the most about, obviously. But others, well, I'm excited to see what they can tell us, whether it's the group that they're showing us right here from this comic book panel, or if it's going to be just a tiny bit different.
Yeah, but Alex, what's your thoughts, man?
I've actually never heard of this group. And from what I'm looking at on these panels, it looks It looks pretty nice. I might need to catch up on some reading. Is what I need to do. So,
Well, I can recommend watch the animated film Superman versus the Elite. You'll get the idea what they're about.
Superman versus.
The Elite
The Elite.
Okay, I'm about
is
to
an
put that
animated
right
is
now.
animated is animated not show movie. Just it's quick story. Superman versus this ragtag team. People who want to who are fans of Superman, but then they handle business their own way, and basically almost making it seem like Superman, way he conducts business, him being the strongest being in the world, is not, and he's not letting these situations not go, letting these villains go, whatever, and basically question his morality, right? And not knowing himself, if I cross that line, can I break whatever, not do something that I can't come back from. It was a really good story, but this is basically the same version, off-brand team, also of derivative characters of existing DC characters. You see person with hawk wings and stuff like that, another
okay.
Batman type character, whatever. But we'll see how this goes though. But yeah,
And
that's
it's on
basically
HBO
what.
Max.
But listen,
trying to get
not
you
only
that HBO Max subscription, man. I'm trying to get you that.
but I
that
believe,
sponsorship.
is this the show that they said they got the writers from Watchmen?
Yeah, it is.
Because if
Wait,
that's
wait,
the
wait, hold on,
case,
wait.
then and if that's the case,
Wait,
then we in for something.
Ooh, sign me
No,
up.
I think that. Wait, I think that was Waller actually.
Waller.
Okay, it was Waller. Okay, either way, I mean,
Either way,
the,
because if she got the writers from Watchmen too, all right, I'm ready. Let's go.
yeah, no. So I was like, because I'm saying watch like with HBO, you have a lot of free reign to do what you want to do with these characters, but I think that this was what they made this announcement. Again, I think we're gonna get breakdown videos of who they are, and I'm gonna look at them at the time of the announcement. I really had time to really dive deep in it, but yeah. But yeah, guys, let us know what your comments down below, your thoughts on DC's Authority. If you guys obviously don't know who these characters are, if you do, if you're interested, I know people kept saying Apollo and other characters too, are very big fans of. I don't know who they are, but I will know them very, very soon. All right,
Yep.
guys.
Well,
Next.
I'll just say, like, again, they were like wild storms, like they were like wild storms, like pastiches of Batman and Superman, except they do obviously have different powers, with Midnight having the ability to perceive somebody's like they can see basically the moves that somebody's going to make, and also they're well known for being a gay couple. So if y'all want y'all Superman Batman relationship, there you go. Jesus Christ, Mike.
Free love. I wish I had a suit and tie on like the lead right now. Hey man, why you keep hitting me with the whip, man? Why am I the one getting hit with a whip? What's going on here, man?
I got you. I'm just playing. I'm just trolling. I got that from the lead too. Shout out to lead attorney. Messing with the lings.
Ain't nothing wrong with the lings, man.
There ain't nothing wrong with the lings. Anyway, no, Tasha K thought I was.
Oh, hey, no. I don't need no heat. I don't have no subscribers. I don't need no heat from Tasha K.
Right. No. I don't need no alcoholics in the building. But listen, next one. This is gonna be this is the big one we're talking about. All right. Now, we've now gotten many different stories. We have the Trinity. We have wait, is this the hey, did I jump one?
You jumped one.
Did I jump one, J King?
Yes, you did.
Okay, all right, let's start with that. Okay, we can go with that one. Speaking of, agendas, so we have a new show becoming called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost, which is, if you heard that before, it's called Paradise Island, which is the island of Themyscira, where Wonder Woman's from, right? That her island, or that story of what of the just term the Amazonians and stuff, that's gonna be its own story. Whether if Gal Gadot is returning or not, nothing that, but we do know again this will be a series talking about basically the people of at least the women of Themyscira. I think again having it more of a history based show. Again, you know, it's almost like think of making a Dumbledore movie. Let's make a movie about Hogwarts. You know, the place, the setting of the story, right? Interesting. It could be interesting. A story about Krypton, which we did, which got canceled. But you know, it's like I think that this idea about what they can do with Themyscira also opening up potential other characters, not just Wonder Woman, but other Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, other people, just setting seeds later for some other stuff like that. It might be very, very interesting though. But yeah, but Jake, what do you think?
So yeah, again, Paradise Lost, and by the way, this series is going to be in a similar style to Game of Thrones. Like they said that off rip. He said it's a Game of Thrones like series
Yeah,
that'll deal with the inner
Mhm.
politics. They'll be with the inner politics and the structure of how this island of Themyscira works. Now, again, they also said this is before Wonder Woman's time, so Diana is not born or made out of clay or whichever origin they're going to go with. But this could be, this series could be led by Queen Hippolyta, for all we know. This could be her story. This could be her showing us what Paradise Island is like, giving us more, of the backstory, leading into stuff that could come later in later Wonder Woman films or series. And as you say, lay the groundwork for other heroes like Donna Troy, Artemis, Wonder Girl, like a lot of characters that could be set up from this. Again, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm definitely interested in learning a little bit more about Themyscira. So I just need a little more info, but I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex, I know you about to head out though, but yeah, you can just give your final thoughts, man, about the
All I'll
Themyscira
say,
story and everything, or just in general. Yeah.
all I'll say is with this Themyscira thing, DC, be very, very careful. You already messed up with Krypton. Be careful. You've already made these mistakes before. All right. I don't know if Smallville counts, but Smallville was all right. Smallville was good. I fell off of it towards the end, but please be careful, DC, with this. It sounds interesting. I do want to see more of Themyscira and see what's going on there. And I also want to see if they're going to talk about how they treated the men, how they enslaved them, used them as how do I say it, pleasure dolls, and then threw them away when they were done with them. So hopefully, we get to see the darker side. Is this going to be on HBO?
Yes,
Of course.
Okay. If it's going to be on HBO, if this is going to be on HBO, then they're going to show them,
of course,
raiding dudes, using them as their toys, and then enslaving the boys. So, okay, all right, we're going to get to see a lot of craziness, and I'm sure the Manosphere and Red Pill community is going to have some content to work with.
Internet's going to enjoy this.
They're going to
know damn well the internet is going to have a field day with this show. The internet's going to have a field day with it.
Oh, they're going to have so much fun. But thank you for having me on. I gotta
and also put your channel link in the comment section down below. And because he's from the Everybody Gets One podcast. They also do currently they're doing reviews of The Last of Us, which we've been doing that. But also watch. He's been doing very good on his content, everything very good. Also photographer as well. He also got I think Instagram and link is in it's in the description and everything like that. But yeah, make sure you go subscribe to his channel, y'all.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, everybody gets one. And also I'm gonna contact you, man. We can try to collaborate on something. Yeah. Jay King, he's right around the corner.
Oh, Jay King, you around the corner too? All right.
Yeah, he's right around the corner. Yeah, he's right around the corner. Yeah. He's like literally like down the block. He's literally down the block from my place. So yeah. Man, we'll link up though. Yeah, man. But you take care. I'll just tell your wife I said hi. And everything. Hope you guys are doing well.
Thank you. All right, everybody. See y'all later.
Yeah, struggle streaming today. Yeah.
All right, peace, man. I know. Yeah. Sorry. Glitching and everything.
Yeah.
The enemy's trying to stop me.
You'll get all the internet fixed.
Yeah, I'll be anyway. We'll be later. We'll see. There'll be new setup, all this stuff like that. But stay tuned, y'all. We'll be good. Um,
Am I good now? Am I good now?
I mean, you sound like you're in a porta potty.
All right, am I better now?
You sound like you're in a porta potty.
All right, 1 second.
You still sound like you're in a porta potty.
Okay. Second. Sorry. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
You want me to head on to the? You want me to talk about the next topic then? In the meantime.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please do. I'm gonna try to adjust my mic.
Okay. All right. So after Paradise Lost is a big one, a very big one. So even though Robert Patterson's Batman movie is still happening, he is not the main Batman of the new DC universe. But that story will be told in the upcoming film, The Brave and the Bold, which will feature the new
you hear me
Batman
now?
of the new DC universe. Yeah, that's a lot better. The new
All right.
Batman of the new DC universe and his Robin, which is going to be his son, Damian Wayne, the son of the Bats and the son of the Demon, aka Talia al Ghul, daughter of Ra's al Ghul. And also, as he said, this is a Batman who already has an established Bat family. We'll see the Bat family in this film as well as we get introduced to this new Batman and to Damian. So the likes of Nightwing, Red Hood, Red Robin, Batgirl, Orphan, and all them, they might already be established. And now we're just joining this world with Damien, who, again, is Bruce's actual son. Starts off as a self entitled, character, but grows into a very great Robin. And my favorite Robin, outside of Dick Grayson.
Mm. Yeah, because I actually have some mixed feelings about this because one, this also confirms even though we have Robert Pattinson as an Elseworld story, I don't think it's smart to have two Batmans happen and cinematically happen at the same time. Um, and also hypocritical the fact that you will go for a younger Superman, but yet you will get an older Batman who's a father, and not have a continue on with a regular, middle age, Superman or i.e. Henry Cavill. So I just thought that was kind of very interesting there. Two, y'all, I'm not saying I don't like Damian Wayne. I love Damian Wayne, but the reason what made Damian Wayne so special, the fact that he was a different Robin, and not only did this kid one, not two, but three Robins. Three Robins that get straight to him. They said this is the beginning of the Bat family, which I'm like, hallelujah, because I'm sick and tired of watching Bruce Wayne stories for the last 20 years.
And we
Like,
haven't
I
had
get
a
it.
Robin in a film since Batman and Robin.
No, so we haven't,
We haven't.
and I know that that damaged the comic book industry, but had nothing to do with Robin the character. It was that,
Mhm.
that total storyline, or like they're just trying to sell toys at the time. But this is like, no, I love Damian Wayne, but I love Dick Grayson. I feel the fact that you have not started this DC universe and not have Dick Grayson in the beginning of it. I'm like, I feel some type of way. You can say also bias, whatever, but Dick Grayson, one of the longest DC characters, longest like Batman and Superman and all the people, right? And now even then you have this storyline that's happening right now in DC where the Titans have replaced the Justice League, and he's leading it. It's Dick Grayson. So But yeah, but not only that, it's like, okay, listen, you got I guess we're not gonna have a Red Hood storyline. I guess, or if they have in the Batman storyline, there was Tim Drake or Jason. It was a Jason Todd Robin. They want to do that, but again, that story wouldn't be personal anymore now because like you just already have Damian Wayne, and you only have the one Robin. You already have the derivative of him too. You don't have just Tim Drake. You have Damian Wayne now. So I just hope that you know, okay, they said Batman family characters just starting this universe. At least they can show some history. But I just saying, as a Dick Grayson fan, and just a fan of the Robins in general, I just want to kind of see that legacy built. But that's even though that you're kind of like skipping almost 10 years of content. But anyway,
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I will say about that is that I understand, but I also can understand why they started with Damien instead of starting with Dick, or at the very least starting with Tim or Jason, is because when it comes to Batman and his extended like Bat family, like all of the members, that is like a long laundry list to get through. Just to get through like Dick Grayson going from Robin to Nightwing, Barbara getting shot, Jason getting killed and then resurrected, Tim coming in, Oracle, Cassandra Cain, Stephanie Brown, then Damian Wayne, and not even to talk about all the other partners like Azrael and all of them. So I understand, like, they wanted to get not only to a very much different Robin than most of them were as their time as Robin, but also have the Bat family established. And I feel like even though we won't see that from the get-go, I feel like given what James Gunn has done, and again, also given how, as you said, in the comic books, it's the Titans that are going to be leading this with Nightwing as the forefront, as he is now the new face of the DC universe and comic book wise. I feel like we will get those stories eventually, like maybe I don't know, like a Bat family like story, like HBO Max series, or an individual like Nightwing series or something like that that will go through that history. I mean, kind of look at the last animated movie interlocked universe. They brought in Damian Wayne, even though Nightwing was already established. I mean, yeah, we didn't have any of the other Robins, but they started with Damien and that resorts with Batman, the Son of Batman film. So I really don't have too much of a problem with it. I can understand, I would really like to have seen Dick Grayson's rise from Robin to Nightwing, and maybe also break the stigma of many people thinking that Robin just sucks, which he doesn't. It's just writing. But I don't mind it as long as we at least do get that backstory eventually when it comes to these characters, and that's done right. That's what all I care about, is that it's done right. I don't care if we start with Damien and the others are established. When you get to their history, it needs to be done right. Right for Nightwing, right for Red Hood, right for Red Robin, right for Spoiler, Orphan, right for Azrael and Batwing and all the other members. Just do it right, and I'm fine with it. And I like Damian Wayne as a character. Again, my favorite Robin outside of Dick Grayson as his time as Robin and as Nightwing. So again, like my top three Bat family members are Nightwing, Canadian for a reason. So I'm excited to see this. Now, yeah, having two Batmen at the same time is it's gonna be a bit difficult, especially for casuals who don't know how this is all going. But they got that Elseworlds tag, so I guess as long as people aren't stupid.
well, I mean, I don't say it's stupid. It's more of just like, okay, listen, what does this take away from Matt Reeves, or at least Robert Pattinson's Batman? Because I thought he did an amazing job. But my thing is that you having this concurrently on separate times, and this is like, well, yeah, Robert Pattinson is good, but this is the Batman that matters, right? So that's the conversation you're gonna have. Because at first there was a time we had literally have three Batmans, right? We got Robert Pattinson, we got freaking Ben Affleck coming back, and we have Michael Keaton, right? You know, but now at first we got three Batmans, now we're just down to two. But what they're telling you is, no, we got this, year two Batman, and we got Dad Batman, no stuff, right? But I want to see Batman, Bat family storylines moving forward. That was a good thing that came out of it. And honestly, aside from Lanterns, this is my most excited property, because I just want to see how you do a more modernized Robin. We've seen, Titans and everything, but I want to see, you know, Robin and Batman together not just Robin and Batman's off, side, and we don't see him or anything like that. Like, no, I want to see their relationship, especially I want to see Damian Wayne with the sword, and depending if this storyline is rated R or anything like that. I hope it's good, because what I'm referring to is the animated, what they did with the animated properties, where they had Damian Wayne, but they had Nightwing being the older, like the older brother. And so at least
Older
have that.
brother,
If they didn't have any, like, if they can't mention Red Hood or Tim Drake, whatever, I think they're missing a big storyline with Red Hood. But whatever.
Well, again,
But
that's what I'm saying. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, they said that they're already established. It's just that we're not going to see their origins and how they get there. They'll be established. But yeah, I definitely want that. Because again, there was actually a recent Robin's where he's like, hey, Bruce Wayne might be the Dark Knight, but you will always be, like, talking to Nightwing, but you will always be my Batman. You're my brother, basically. I want that type of relationship for them.
Right, and I think also that hopefully this will set seeds for other Damian Wayne might be his own properties, such as like Teen Titans, like he was, and just term of like this is what the animated movies did, saying like, okay, well, all right, you still acting like a hard ass, whatever. So like, you know what, hey, Dick, take him,
Or
put him in Teen Titans.
or they could do something like Super Sons where they team him up with Jonathan Kent. They could do that as well.
But if you have a younger Superman, what he's doing with having fucking children.
Well, I mean, we have time travel, and we have speaking of, like, another person with time travel. So you never know. You never know. Or they could do Connor. Who knows?
Unless if it's Elseworld, I'm just knowing that their content is probably gonna be Elseworlds and anything like that. But I see you, Jay, in the back, bringing Jay Takashi in the building, man.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing good.
Hey man, I'm mad he doesn't have his red on because I got my blue one, so I'm doing this for my man JK. Okay, first of all, I'm glad that shout out to my two guys, shout out to JK and shout out to Jedi Mike. You guys both rock, man. I'm glad to be back amongst the comic book creators and freaking the fans right now. Like, this is fucking awesome. I freaking love it. And also with DC, what James Gunn has done today, I'm glad I got a chance to really watch. I had the day off today, so surprisingly. And I'm glad he announced what he was planning on doing. But the craziest thing I discussed with Wally, this is what he said for the because I'll get to the Batman thing real quickly. I'm gonna speed it. So when he said the animated stuff he was creating, that he was going to also have a live action of that, have the voice actors who voice those animated characters also bring them into the live action, to bring them in live action form. That's wild. That's crazy. I like it, and that's crazy at the same time. So shout out to that. So for the Superman thing, you guys already talked about the Superman thing, right? The Superman Legacy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts on that. Oh yeah, my thoughts on that. I don't know who's gonna be the new Superman, so I don't know yet. But if James Gunn's directing it, I'll have faith that he'll do a good job. At least give me a decent one. I don't think it'd be as epic as freaking Man of Steel. Don't get it twisted, because that action was over the top. Say what you say, but kind of want better storytelling this time, because it's called Superman's Legacy. And
yeah, let's not destroy some buildings this time.
I'm a big Superman fan, so I want Superman to get a W, and I want the bad Charles to stop shitting on him. They gotta stop that. They really gotta stop that. Stop calling my man fucking Clark Kent. But okay, so for Batman Brave and the Bold, I'll get to the Lantern thing. Shout out to the Green Lantern ring you got right there, bro. I got mine, but I put it somewhere in the freaking closet. Okay. Someone said this in the comments whenever he was talking, particularly where they said, "I'm just glad we're finally getting a Robin with Batman," because I know, because we've talked about this so many times, like a stain on every damn live stream I think we've been on, or I've watched other streams of like comic book creators read this a lot of times. We have not seen the Bat family like on screen like in so long, like literally,
ever. Not
all of them.
Since 19 was it the 90s almost, right?
Yeah, with Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin one where they had Batgirl, but that was like the closest you
Over
would ever
20 years. It's been over 20 years.
over 20 years, and it's like
Mhm.
taking this long, bro. And dude, like we barely got. Okay, it's funny I say this. We only got the Robins introduced through Titans, and that's sad. It's gonna be real, but
We got Dick Grayson, Jason, and Tim through Titans.
no, I ain't gonna lie. I think the Dick Grayson. I would actually be happy if they classed him as Nightwing because I like him as Whitewing. Personally,
Yeah.
he
Please.
fits Pretty Boy freaking acrobatic. He fits him. Like I'll give him that.
Mhm.
But with this, I'm just glad we're finally getting Robin on the screen for the first time. Even though it is Damian, we kind of like jumped like 2 successors after. I'm all cool with it. Just have the kid be a badass. Have him be like he was in animated movies, and I'm fine. I'm not asking for like a lot. I think because remember he's stoic like Batman, like Bruce Wayne. Don't forget that twisted. He's stoic, but he's still a kid. Don't forget that. He has that assassin's like mind mentality. And if you can do a really good job with that, then I think you have something really special going on. As regards to what Batman it will be, I'm saying not Batman will be. Who's playing him? I personally want Battison. Maybe I'll say this. Maybe if you bring back freaking what's his name, Batflick or whatever, because I feel like if you're gonna do Damian, you might as well have him be like a seasoned Batman, kind of not like in his prime, but like already seasoned and things like that. That's the feeling I get. And even though we have had Batman meet him when he was like 35, somewhere around there, things like that. Just make them play off each other. And because that's what Batman and Robin is. They play off each other, they coordinate well with each other, and they also freaking tell one tells jokes to Batman. Batman just kind of shrugs it off and broods it off. You know what he does? He does that shit.
Yeah,
Seriously.
but I want to try to get to like the most of the, just of the rest of the whole list, and then we just jump off and everything like that because we're almost done. Because I really want to get into that conversation though, but I wanted to get into the next list here. So next one here, I'll just do the hitter here. Number actually go on to film. We got a Superman film going, but we also got Supergirl, right? So we got a Supergirl film that's been confirmed as well. That's gonna be based off a recent comic run that came out about almost like a year or so ago, and it's basically gonna be based off of her of Kara Zor-El being more of a rugged, jaded character, just because she experienced, not being the whole jolly, girl like we all see in other iterations of her character. And it's gonna be more of intergalactic story, her jumping from planet to planet and everything. And I think that's very, the way he's explaining that seems very interesting and stuff, so I'm all here for it. I don't think it's gonna be people think oh, female show or female movie, whatever like that. I think actually has potential, and I know that comic run that he's talking about, and that was that's probably my most favorite storyline of Supergirl ever. So I'm just like, I'm saying the fact that they're adapting that to a film, I'm all here for it. Yeah, but yeah, Jakey, what do you think, man?
So Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, again, as you said, like I also read that run as it came out. Literally, it was a year King, and that was by far one of my favorite runs of Supergirl. And again, like they said, they're gonna have this film basically show people the differences between Kara and Clark, to where Clark grew up with a loving family on Earth. Kara, this version, is the one that, the city of Kandor, grew up on a chunk of Krypton that survived the whole blast, became more of a jaded character, and again, more of an explorer as well. So if we're bringing in that version of Supergirl, especially to have a little bit of a contrast to the Supergirl we had in the CW universe, then yeah, I'm excited to see that. Especially because again, like not a lot of people know the differences between them. Like they know they're cousins, but it's like, and also that she hasn't aged because of like, time, warp space, and all that bullshit. But it's like, not a lot of people know the differences, not just because they have similar powers, but also because people just don't know those differences. So to have a Kara that's a little more jaded, a little less jolly than Clark is at, the time that of whatever is going to happen in Superman Legacy for him, and just seeing a little more space as well that we'll get to explore before she comes to Earth. That's something I'm definitely looking forward to. Because again, the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic was about her, like, almost in like a pirate-esque kind of thing, venturing from planet to planet, trying to help out. So it's like, br- bring that in. I'm excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, J King, what do you think, man? Not me,
Jay
J
King.
King. Sorry, Jay Takashi.
I'm sorry, I love that. Yo, Jay
All right,
King.
Jay.
I was like,
Jay.
wait, what?
I didn't know there was two of us. Hey, man, J King, man, we might be brothers from a parallel dimension, man, multiverse. What I think is Jedi. Oh, hopefully he comes back. Okay, that's wild.
No, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to ruin.
Oh, okay. No.
Okay.
I get his joke. I get the
Hey,
joke.
hey, hey,
I'm meeting my
hey,
brother
listen.
from the first time.
Internet.
Nice to meet you, brother J King. from a parallel universe.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard
Did you hear
that.
that?
He's in the freaking wick, bro. What the fuck? Okay, no. So what I think
Beware my
Supergirl movie, Woman of Tomorrow. I actually read that comic book run a year later. It was I really enjoyed that read. That was a really good read and a different take on what they were doing with Supergirl, because Supergirl is one of my favorite characters, guys. Besides Wonder Woman and freaking Satana, those one ladies. And if he said so, they're planning to go for the more jaded Supergirl. That could be interesting. I would say just don't make her like a mopey Batman or something like that. But what I read, if they follow to a T, then it could be a very successful. And also her just overcoming like the strife and weight of like Candor, things like that. Because I think with that storyline, like I said, remember, because and we've seen it. We saw, if anybody saw Superman Unbound, that was technically like her birthplace, Candor. Really, on Krypton. And Brainiac took that place. He came in, took her mom and dad. She got away in time, and then then Superman found her, things like that. And then they actually came back to what's this word? Liberate those people that Brainiac had captured, right. The cities and stuff, the people inside, all of them. And like I said, and throughout that movie, you really saw how much she was dealing with because of the trauma of that incident. But with this, I think they can use that, take that same concept from the comic book here, and apply that to her, and then we could probably have a more interesting, unique Supergirl as opposed to CW that J King brought up once again, because she was dealing with things, but not to the extent like she was full of hope and things. And Melissa Bones killed it. I don't give a damn what anyone says. That Supergirl, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'm sorry, she's gorgeously. But I want to know is I think you said he's directing that film, right? Too. J King, I know you're laughing right now. And Jedi, you're up, bro. You're up, bro. You're fucked up, bro. Yo, man, what? For a guy, I go like, for a guy that's getting married, man, he's having a lot of fun whipping people right now.
Hold on.
Wow. That's wild. That's wild. You're whipping people, bro. Stop. What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. I apologize, man.
No, you don't. You're not sorry.
I really do. No, listen. I'm all love, okay?
Oh, hell no.
No, but no, I want a general answer to this. Did he say he was going to direct that one too? Because if he does,
no, this is what's saying going to direct it, but I think that's a story, like that's a project that's still further out, But the first one you're gonna start with, I guess, is just Superman. Those are only two confirmed release dates we got was the Batman sequel and the Superman Legacy. So I think once we have that, and also with the tone and the reaction of that film, how that's gonna go, hopefully sets to, again, the catapult of what that's gonna be moving forward, though. But lastly, I just want to get to the next few because we're almost done. Next few we got, and I'm gonna do a double hitter on this one. We got Booster Gold,
Booster,
Swamp Thing as.
Wait,
do I have it? Do I have it here? Here? No, I gotta create it. Damn it! Fuck. It's okay. But yeah, we got Booster Gold and Swamp Thing, and both getting their own move. Well, actually, Booster Gold is getting a series
Series.
on HBO Max,
Yeah.
most likely,
Swamp
and
Thing's getting the
Swamp
film.
Thing is going to be getting his own film. It's going to be more of a horror film, which can be different from the tone that they're actually
Yeah, from the
actually going
TV
to be doing.
series. Yeah.
Now, like again, as we're going to the whole tone of gods and monsters, obviously Swamp Thing is one of the most popular monsters in DC. So, and we did have
Yes.
a show. We did have a show of Swamp Thing that was on HBO Max and or was on the streaming service and everything. Went on to CW, but then got canceled. But it was actually pretty good. Just nobody watched it.
It was.
Now
It was
I
pretty
don't
good.
know if I'm just my only concern for this is that I don't know how pop people going to react to Booster Gold thing because these are very, very obscure characters. Also, Booster Gold, uh, for example, like the fact that like one Swamp Thing, the show did get canceled after one season, and now it's only just popular amongst film fans. But let's say if they add Poison Ivy into the film, possibly, right? That can just to make just for terms of more of like, you know, appeal to the audience and everything like that. That can be interesting. But the Booster Gold, I'll say this: we did get confirmed that that James Gunn did say that there will be there will be some actors from Marvel that will be coming into his properties and everything. And I'm telling you this right now: if Chris Pratt does not play Booster Gold, come on,
Oh, that'd be so
yeah,
funny.
like really. And also, he legit saying that Booster Gold is a loser from the future and everything. Now, what did Chris Pratt say in the first Guardians of the Galaxy? I see around us
Bro,
losers.
Bunch of
losers.
losers.
Bunch of losers. Bunch of jackets.
Folks who have lost stuff, right? And I'm like, who can play that? Then Chris Pratt. You need some star
Yeah.
power. For Booster Gold, right? You can't have the name, right?
Man, he looked just like him now. I think about
I
it
think
without
this is
blonde
perfect
hair.
casting. This is
Yeah.
perfect casting if they get Chris Pratt to be that or Hal. I don't see Chris Pratt as Hal Jordan. I see him as Guy
I
Gardner.
can't see this
But yeah, I see him
for
as Guy
sure.
Gardner, if anything.
Guy
But
Gardner, yeah, that will work.
yeah, I see him as Guy Gardner. But my point with him is like, okay, they're gonna be making a series on him, but then with Swamp Thing, they're gonna be making it to a film. Now, how do you guys, J King, how do you feel about that?
Okay, so well, first with Booster Gold, I definitely first off, I definitely see, our good old Star-Lord Chris Pratt being him. But in terms of the story, that's gonna be very interesting because again, not a lot of people know about this character. Again, for many who don't know, he's from the future, took future technology, came to the present day to become a great hero. Tagline, the hero you've never heard of, but actually does become a hero later on. So that story of like nobody to Jack, to actual hero is going to be something very interesting. And again, this is right around James Gunn's wheelhouse as well when it comes to the characters that he can really do. Like take the most obscure, at the very least obscure for the film, normies, and make them like, oh, I know who Booster Gold is. It's like, that type of thing. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Especially since again he's from the future, so he knows a little more information than most superheroes would. In terms of Swamp Thing, I'm excited for that horror film. I'm excited to see how that goes. And also a point to bring up, they said that Swamp Thing is going to be a little bit, as they said, there's going to be like a little bit different. It's not going to have too much ties when it comes to the wider new DC universe, though he will eventually end up interacting with the other members of the DC universe, most likely around the magic side, since again, he's connected with characters like Zatanna and Constantine, and also connected with characters like Wonder Woman. So, we could definitely see him unite with those heroes eventually, later on down the line. And but in terms of just as a solo, film on its own, I want them to lean very much into that horror. Don't go like too crazy, but go just enough crazy because that's just the type of character Swamp Thing is connected to the Green. And yeah, do bring in a character like Poison Ivy that are both connected to the Green. Bring that in. I mean, again, we have a somewhat established Batman, so why not?
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, yeah, Jade Kashi, what do you think, man?
Oh, I'm not J. King no more. This is being funny. No, so what I think is okay, so for Booster, I'm talking about Booster Gold first, and I get to Swamp Thing because Swamp Thing is the best for last. Booster Gold, I know this has been a project in the works that they wanted to do a while, whenever freaking Bob Iger, I'm sorry, Bob Iger, freaking, what's his name? The president CEO of WB that wanted to do like a Booster Gold type Blue Beetle movie, like
Walter
combination.
Amada.
Yeah, that's his name. Thank you, because I forget his name. But yeah, but
Yeah,
the thing is,
he's
the fact
not
that
no
it's into a
longer.
series, yeah, the fact they're turning it into a series, I like better because I think it's just more build up and guess what, man? Listen, we got like a whole Peacemaker thing, and you can do that, then you can do a Booster Gold. Like I said, just get proper casting and really like try to get to know the character. Like if they do it like they did with Peacemaker, like to get to know the character, what Peacemaker is about, things like that, it could be good. Like I said, I think the thing is you got to remember like we're focusing on the character, how much of his group he is, but also how much he wants to help people and get out of his selfish ego. Don't forget that too. Yeah, he does have a big ego. Anybody who watched Justice League Unlimited, y'all know what I'm talking about. They get that version right, then we got something good. Now for Swamp Thing, yes, I watched that series. It wasn't like being loved a lot, but how Swamp Thing looked, I loved it. But for the movie, yes, I think you're gonna need to bring simply other characters like Poison Ivy. They're right. That's another one they did in combination with the Harley Quinn Batman thing, because that was a whole plot they did right there, which very similar. If you do that, you might as well go with that plot line. The difference is you won't have Batman in there. It's just more like Poison Ivy and maybe another character that's related to that can like manipulate earth or plants that I can't think of any right now. But if you do that, then the movie could be good. But Swamp, I'll say this: you gotta make the the people be interested in wanting to see Swamp Thing. Because remember, he's not a character known to talk a lot. He kind of like is like physical presence and powerful and manipulates stuff. Like the green, the swamp, everything that's around him. He's not a character that's really known for, chit chat. So he's got to establish a kind of like a dominating horrific presence in this particular film. If they can sync that, then maybe DC walk away with a W. But that's all I'm really interested in. So what's the next order of business, Mr. Jedi Mike?
Oh, that's it.
Oh, we went through all.
Yeah, that's actually that concludes. Yeah, that concludes this. Means really all the announcements we had that came out today. Now we can also again to confirm this is not the full slate of Chapter 1 or the phase of Marvel that phase of DC that James Gunn is revealing. He said this is not the full one. So a lot of people say, well, why would you not have this and not have this movie or whatever? We don't know. We still also have seen another part of this. I also believe that after 2023, after The Flash, after Aquaman comes out and everything, then we're actually going to get these properties going to be coming out, of the extra stuff that we still have questions about. We still got a whole year, 2 years until the actually start of this new phase for DC and everything like that. But one thing for sure that we mentioned with Lobo, with the whole thing with Jason Momoa, wait till Aquaman movie comes out, then you might hear some announcements. Also, hey, there might be a new Flash movie, but a different Flash and everything. Ezra Miller will be, obviously will not be returning. Blue Beetle, for example, we mentioned Booster Gold. Blue Beetle and Booster Gold are very good allies, and they basically team up all the time. So having him, and especially if his film's successful, he can appear in the series possibly. So there's a lot of things that can happen. But yeah, guys, that conclude this all the breakdown in terms of all the things that have been revealed to us today. We still got more. We still got a little bit more. Like content that will be coming up soon in terms of like breaking down, explaining things for the upcoming weeks and everything. Because we're about to get in February. We got 2 weeks. A new Dynasty is coming. So we have Ant-Man,
And
Quantumania will be
Monday's the
coming
red
out
carpet.
soon. Right, exactly. So we'll be having that. So we'll be breaking down. We're still trying to prepare down the back end how we're going to break those videos out and show them to you. But also we just getting good feedback from people on the channel as well as we're just going this year full throttle with content. But one thing, Jadakashi, you have any final words?
Hey, listen, man. I'm glad my man Jedi Mike is back. This is awesome, especially his fellow co-pilot, J King. And man, I'm really excited for what's about to happen, man. And I want to say this, James Gunn. Don't think I didn't notice the title. God and Monsters is from that Justice League movie, bro. Probably the best animated film they've done. We have others, but I wanted a continuation of that. I just wanted to throw a little, jab. Because that was one of the best Superman, best Wonder Woman, best Batman I've seen. And I love that movie. But I'm surprised you, like I said, you called it God and Monster because I was thinking he was going to do something with that, but I'm like, of course not. Just the title. But I noticed that when he called it that. But hey man, hopefully we can get some W's with the DC universe, man. And I'm tired of shitting on it. I'm sorry, I am. And I just want to get some W's. All right. All in all, subscribe to my man Jedi Mike, and also follow J King, man. Follow your boy Jay Takashi here. Like I said, we're comic book fans, but also you go to these two first, then you go to me afterwards. Because like I said, because I'm anime first and I'm comics next, but they go hand in hand because I know my knowledge. But that's all I got to say, y'all. Y'all, like I said, take it away, guys.
Yeah, man. You say I'm gonna bring you down. You're still up there, but yeah, guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. Also, if you're just watching this all on the replay as well, obviously this wasn't our scheduled day. We'll still have our Saturday shows and everything like that. Cause we also got The Last of Us.
Wait, hold on.
What?
We have someone else that wanted to be brought up.
What? Second. Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm got multiple things going on. Second. 1 second. We got Marcus in the building. How you doing, man?
What it is. Shout out to Jedi. Shout out to J King. I want to just say again, great content, great job. Keep up the great work. As much as I trust James Gunn in the following projects, there's certain things I'm a little not in agreements with, but I guess we'll see. I guess that's what we'll do. We'll stay tuned. But do I feel very happy about him jumping the gun to the fourth Robin? Not really. I'm going to be honest. Not really. But
same here.
I did like the projects he did with DC when he was involved with them, though. So he did a good job there. So, they're going from the first, not even passing the Graysons, not even including Tim Drake, and not even including Jason Todd. And you're going to go all the way to Batman hooking up with Talia al Ghul. We'll see Ra's al Ghul maybe. And then, she'll ingest the hypergamous high value seed. And,
Okay, that's enough.
and then after that, we will see the creatures, commandos, the creepy commandos. We'll see, Amanda Waller in her series, which is basically like NCIS or CSI, basically, but with government clearance. So I'm interested to see the characters that might even pop up in Amanda Waller's series because she's involved with a lot of secret projects behind the scenes with Cadmus and Star Labs and all that kind of stuff. So,
exactly.
And then, the Swamp Thing, I've always liked him. He's one of my interesting characters that, you dive deep into. Since we're going into the supernatural realm a little bit, we might see Constantine come up, maybe, you might see characters like that, so, and then I want to see a Captain Atom. Let me see Captain Atom. I want to see him too. Come on, DC, do it. Thank you.
Yeah, just so Superman can blow him up.
Oh. Yeah, I know, right? Again, that shows how Superman is so OP, huh? Superman is just so OP. I knew it.
Hey, Marcus, can you lean forward real quick?
That was one universe, okay?
I need you to lean forward real quick.
We're not doing this again.
Yes, I'm here. I'm leaning forward to the screen.
All right, just stay there.
Don't
All
do
right,
this. Don't
this
do
is
it
for
to
you.
me. Don't do me like that.
That's for you. All right, I'm gonna take it again. One more for good measure.
This is Django Unchained. This is Django. Oh my god.
No. So anyway,
Oh man. Yeah. Oh, and then I'm glad that we're gonna see a Jon Stewart hopefully pop up in the Lantern series, and hopefully we see a good representation of Hal Jordan and maybe even Kyle Rayner, since they're gonna have the Lanterns in there. So other than that, though, I don't want to go that long into the tangent. Just I hope that the new person playing Superman can fill the shoes of what Henry Cavill did. And that's about it. Other than that, the other shows I'm optimistic about. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got
Other
one
than
more.
that, thank you for having me. Make sure you please share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment on the replay, hit the Cash App, support Jay King and Jedi Mike. They're recent graduates. Jay King's about to graduate at the end of this year. And, again, congratulations for the film associations. Honors for you to, be working with them, collabing with them, and the content you're going to keep providing for us. So, yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. Wally, you have one comment you made? How about the end of the show?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you just one because I know you're about to end. But yeah, the Batman thing. No. I rest my case.
Okay then.
Emotional damage.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Guys, thank you guys for your support and everything. Really appreciate it, man. I'm gonna keep you guys in the back and everything. Yeah, but Jay King, you have any final words, man?
Got any final words? Yeah. I haven't been optimistic for DC in a long time. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, some of the films I've enjoyed, some of the series I've enjoyed, and there are a lot that I will definitely have fond memories with, but I will not lie when I say that I haven't really been that excited for a lot of stuff in a long time, as compared to, say, when I'm excited for something when it comes to MonsterVerse or Marvel or something like that. Like, I haven't felt this excited for DC in a long time, and I won't be, because when it comes to the comics, I'm excited when new stuff comes up. But in terms of like other stuff, like, it's been in a very weird state, as James Gunn has said. So hopefully this is the end of that weird, nobody knows what to do, or everybody wants to do too much all at once. Like, hopefully we're done with that. I'm excited for these projects. It's a wide variety of not just the stuff we know, but stuff that the casuals wouldn't know. So I'm excited to see how this whole thing goes. So yeah, you got me excited, James Gunn. Just stick the landing.
But yeah, but I hope.
But I know you will. I know you will, because you're a fan like me, so I understand.
Yeah, no, I have faith in this though. And I'm just saying, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it and everything. But this hopefully gives better promises in terms of. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share, and let me know your thoughts on the topics we covered today. Till next time, I'm Jedi Mike 7. Peace, y'all. We are out.
Is there anything you want the fans to know, or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins.